A Canadian student athlete from Quebec says he was turned back at the U.S. border yesterday. Yassine Aber was on his way to a track competition in Boston. The 19-year-old was interrogated for several hours at a border crossing south of Sherbrooke, Quebec, and agents temporarily took his cell phone. Aber was born in Canada. His parents were born in Morocco. And Yassine Aber joins us now from Sherbrooke, Quebec. So Yassine, what happened at the U.S. border when you were denied entry?
Hi, firstly I would just like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my story. And so yesterday we were supposed to go, like you said, to a track meet in Boston. We left at around 12:45 from school with a coach and 5 other guys in the van. We arrived at the border at around 1:30, and when we arrived there, the customs agents took our passports and they told me and all the other passengers to get out of the vehicle. We put the van in a little garage there. Once we got inside the building, they asked for my phone, asked for my password, and after that they asked me questions twice. So they took me in their office, let me go, took my fingerprints, took a picture, took me in once again for some other questions, and after a 5-hour wait, they informed me that I could not pass the border and therefore could not compete at my track meet.
So what kind of questions were you asked?
Well, the first time it was very general questions, both on me and on my family. So they asked me my name, my phone number, where do I live, what do I do for a living, what do I study, what track events I do. They asked questions about where did I travel for the last 10 years, how much time I spent to each place where I traveled. They also asked detailed questions about my parents, their name, their date of birth, where did they come from, when they came to Canada, questions about my little brother, and things like that.
And do you think there was any point when you were answering the questions that they may not have liked your answer? Was there a place that you went that made them react in any kind of way?
I really cannot say. That's for the first interview. For the second interview, when they took me in, once again, they asked me very specific questions like, do I go to the mosque or not? So I told them that yes, I did, which is the case. They told me what mosque I was going to. They asked me specific questions about certain people that I may or may not know. They asked me questions about my friends. Who are my friends? What are their names? What do they do? They asked me questions about certain people and how I may come to know them. So that's the type of questions. The second interview was really more precise and was really more aimed at certain aspects, if I could say.
Like what? What were some of the more precise questions?
Well, they asked me what mosque I would go to, if I frequented these mosques frequently, how often did I go there. They also asked me, like I said, questions about certain people that I may or may not know and how I know them.
And so were they taking notes as they were
Yeah, there was 2 agents and they were taking notes during the whole interview.
Did you find the questions unusual?
For sure, knowing that I was never even asked any questions in my previous trips to the United States when I went there for be it vacation or training camps or races. So yeah, I did found it unusual, but they were not harmful questions, I would say. But yeah, it did seem unusual.
So how did the experience make you feel?
Well, it made me very tense, very stressed, obviously. I was also hoping that my team could still go even if I could not go. So it was very stressful on me, but also for my whole team that was there with me, for the coach, knowing that we could not use our phones and contact the other guys that were already there in Boston. They had no place to go. They didn't know where the hotel was, how they could get in. So it was a very long and very stressful moment for sure.
Now, did the rest of your team, did they all get in?
Yeah. I'm very happy that they got to get in. They arrived safely at Boston, and they'll be competing today and tomorrow.
Is any other member of your team Muslim?
Yeah, he is, but he was not from the delegation that was going there in Boston. So yes, there is another Muslim.
But no one that would try to cross the border other than you is Muslim.
No, not at the time of the incident yesterday. No.
And so, do you feel as though you were denied entry because of your religion?
No, and that was a specific question I asked to the agents, and they told me no, that's not the reason. But when we asked for explanation, they told me that I didn't have a valid visa or a valid boarding entry, or that my passport was expired, which is obviously not the case since my Canadian passport is expiring in 2026. And when we asked for more details, they just told us that they could not give us any more information, and that the fact to get in the United States was a privilege for any non-American citizen, and that privilege could be revoked at any time at the discretion of the agents on duty.
What I don't understand is they tried to tell you that your passport was not valid, but you have a passport that is valid until the year 2026. So how could they say that to you?
Well, exactly. That's not what they told me. That's what the official paper they gave me says. But other than that, they gave me a phone number I could call, which I didn't try yet. But other than that, they just told me, listen, we can't let you in, but we can give you more information. That's all you can get. So basically, I had to arrange for a ride back home.
So why do you think you were denied entry into the U.S.?
It's actually a good question. I really don't know, and I don't want to pronounce myself too much on that. I don't want to give to attack someone or to give reasons about. Maybe the American customs have their reasons. Maybe it was to protect me. I don't have both sides of the story, so I can't pronounce myself, and I don't want to say that it's because of what I look like or what I believe in. I really don't think like that, but I really don't know. I don't have any more information about that.
So at the end of the day, are you going to try and go back to the United States, or has this made you feel as though it's a place that you may not want to try to go to because you don't want to have to go through that experience again?
Well, for sure, for my athletic career, I will have to go to the United States. Like, we have a training camp scheduled in April in California, so obviously I will need to go to the United States once again. So we're looking into here at the university. We have some contacts at the direction or at the embassies. So we're looking into what we can do. So maybe I can have some sort of visa or some sort of special authorization, so I can still go and compete and train there. But as the agents told me, they're not barring me, they're not banning me from the United States. They're just telling me that today, or rather yesterday, I cannot come in. But maybe in 2 weeks or 1 month, I will. So it really depends. But we're just trying to have some kind of insurance, so I don't book and all my traveling expenses and all. And finally, I just can't go in.
Do you think it could be as a result of the political environment in the United States right now?
To be honest, I really don't know. I don't know politics that much, so I don't know if it has a link or not, and I don't want to give reasons for something that I don't know. For sure, it's a question people are asking me a lot, but I just don't want to get into an argument and tell something when I'm not sure, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's very thoughtful of you and a smart way to think about it. Yassine, appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Yassine Aber is a Canadian student who was refused entry to the U.S. at the Quebec border, speaking to us from Sherbrooke.